Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here, and today Blizzard teased the next Hearthstone balance patch, patch 28.0.3, and that patch is going to include changes for standard, 3 nerfs and 2 reworks. So for Demon Hunter, Blindeye Sharpshooter is going to be nerfed, for Hunter, always a bigger Jormungar is going to be hit, for Paladin, Order in the Court is going to be hit, and then reworks into Defense Attorney Nathanos and to the Azerite Snake. When is the patch coming? The teaser did not say. The teaser said that full patch notes are coming tomorrow. Typically the patch also comes on the same day, so I would expect this to come tomorrow, but that's not completely certain. But what are these nerfs going to be? We obviously don't know for sure, but I'm going to speculate a little bit on these and also on what is the future meta going to look like. And first there is the Blindeye Sharpshooter nerf for Demon Hunter. And Naga Demon Hunter, it gets better as you climb higher on the ladder. It's stronger than Naga Mage ever was. Naga Mage was like somewhat barely playable in High Legend, and elsewhere in ladder it just wasn't worth it. Naga Demon Hunter is actually playable throughout the ladder, and it's highly competitive at the very top of the ladder. So with people getting even more practice, possibly more refinement, this could be a major issue at Worlds, so it's good that it's nerfed. But then, how is that going to be nerfed? Some people have talked about, hey, there should be a nerf to health because some high-level players like to tempo out their sharpshooter, and if you can't answer that, then you're dead. And if it had less than 5 health, then maybe you would be able to answer that better. Yeah, however, even holding that is a viable strategy, as has also been demonstrated by high-ladder gameplay. So I think this should be a mana cost nerf. Health nerf just will not change anything. I mean, it will change the strategy that some people use. They wouldn't be tempoing that out so much anymore. It would be more like hold it until you kill them, but it would still be very, very powerful. So I think this is going to be a mana cost nerf, and that's going to hurt the deck a lot. And then we have always a bigger Jormungar nerf for Hunter, always a bigger Jormungar and cleave minions. So die if you play minions, die if you don't play minions. That's the question. I would expect a mana cost nerf to this one as well, so that the combo would be slowed down, so that if you play an aggressive deck, you have more time to just play your cheap small minions and kill the hunter before they ever get to their combo. And for Paladin, there's Order in the Court nerf. Order in the Court, reroute your deck from highest cost to lowest cost, draw a card, and Paladins nowadays mostly have the Guardian's Grace in their deck. Sometimes they may have Sea Giants, sometimes the Countess. Anyway, Paladin is an absolutely dominant class. Paladin is currently the best class in the game, with a couple of different decks. Both of those decks do make use of Order in the Court, so Order in the Court can affect both of those decks with nerf this. It will make it more difficult to find that Guardian's Grace, more difficult to find those Giants, but how? I mean, you could remove the draw from this card, but probably I think Blizzard will just make it a mana cost nerf again, so that you can't just tempo out minions and then also do Order in the Court. So that would make it more difficult. But that is, I'm not sure what the nerf is going to be, and I'm also not sure how much it's going to affect Paladin. But Paladin win rates above 60% even in higher ranks, those are just crazy, so something has got to be done about that. And then we have a couple of reworks. We have Defense Attorney Nathanos rework for Hunter, and Defense Attorney Nathanos currently triggers the death rattle based on the base stats of a dead minion, and there's now lots of those death rattle hunter minions that want to be hand buffed or buffed on the board, and then when they die they have bigger effects. And yeah, that's really bad with Nathanos. Then it triggers the death rattle based on the base stats, which might not do anything in the worst case. So maybe they will change this functionally so that the death rattles are triggered based on Nathanos himself. Then you still wouldn't get the full value of whatever you have buffed, but you would get that 5/4 stat value. Maybe. Or maybe they change it to do something else. It's a rework, so it gives them a little bit more leeway. Either way, I don't think that's really a nerf for Hunter at all. And then there's the Azerite Snake rework. Azerite Snake currently temporarily costs 6 mana, because bouncing the Azerite Snake and reducing the opponent's maximum health to 0 with 3 Azerite Snakes turned out to be pretty powerful. A fun interactive strategy. So probably it will return back to 4 cost, I think. Maybe it won't. Maybe it's going to be 6, maybe it's going to be 5. But The biggest problem with Azerite Snake is that it steals the maximum health of the opponent. And it also bypasses armor, so there's very little that you can do. Enough Azerite Snakes it's the death sentence. So maybe they will turn that health stealing effect into something like life steal effect, so that it hits into your armor. It doesn't take away your maximum health. If it doesn't take away your maximum health, then if you play a deck that has a bunch of healing, then you can just out-heal the Azerite Snakes. Something like that probably has to be done for this to be an actual playable card, in the sense that you could play with it and not break the game. So those are all the changes. Not a lot of changes in this balance patch. 3 nerfs, 2 reworks. Are they going to be enough? Because if we look at what are the top decks on the ladder at the moment, we see Paladins, we see the OTK Hunter. Yeah, we see that the top decks are getting nerfed, apart from Enrage Warrior. But Enrage Warrior is a top deck mainly because of the meta. Enrage Warrior doesn't even use any new cards. We know that Enrage Warrior's power level in a vacuum is not so strong that it would actually warrant a nerf. And I think that's why Blizzard hasn't went for an Enrage Warrior nerf. Enrage Warrior is going to lose, or some of its best matchups are going to become less dominant, less common, which means that then Enrage Warrior is going to become less dominant and probably less common. So that should sort itself out because of these nerfs. But what about the winners and other potential targets for nerfs? There's Dragon Druid. Dragon Druid seems really, really strong. Could have potentially been nerfed. And I think right now it looks like the biggest winner is going to be Highlander Shaman. Because Highlander Shaman is going to get a better matchup spread. Highlander Shaman's matchup spread... Highlander Shaman is typically not super dominant in anything, but it's just like it has a lot of close to 50% matchups. And now a couple of those that were slightly unfavorable for Highlander Shaman are probably going to swing around and become favorable for Highlander Shaman. So Highlander Shaman looks like it's set to become the new best deck based on these nerfs. And I really would have expected something for Druid, something for Shaman, but those did not appear. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting in the coming days. We don't know when the patch is going to come. We know that notes are coming tomorrow. I expect the patch tomorrow as well, but there's some leeway with that. It could be Thursday. Either way, Hearthstone will soon be playable. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.